The following is a presentation of WVUA Sports.
Well, it's like winding down after a big Christmas lunch. Welcome in, everybody, to WVUA's continuing coverage of National Signing Day 2015. Another banner day in Tuscaloosa for future Tide players who will strap it up at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our National Signing Day coverage. I'm BJ Millican.
And I'm Jenn Chapman. We're with you all the way up until 5 p.m., and we have a lot to share with you from our local Western Alabama kids who signed scholarships today. Here's what we got coming up for you. In addition to filling you in on local athletes and where they are headed, we hear from Tuscaloosa's Lester Cotton as he signs with his hometown team, the Crimson Tide. We bring in Mike Parker to discuss Alabama's top recruiting class. And of course, we'll fill you in on the signings in the SEC. So a lot to get to. Are you ready to roll through some local signings?
I'm going to say I'm committing to doing that right now. And we start in Aliceville, the home of NFL Hall of Famer Walter Jones. They had 3 signees today. Anthony Mullins signs with the Mississippi State Bulldogs. He's a 6'4", 245-pound defensive end for Dan Mullen. His teammates, Cody Davis and Jatarius Still, both signed with Miles College. Mullins explained why he's picking the Bulldogs.
When them boys out on the field, it feel like I'm out there because we're a brotherhood. You know, they welcomed me into the family when I committed, and ever since then I felt like I was family. Coming on my visiting Dan Mullen's house, you know, he made me feel welcome. He said he was going to treat me like his son, and I felt like that, you know.
Gordo offensive lineman Carl Dyer signed this morning with the University of West Alabama. Dyer was excited to see UWA alum Malcolm Butler make the big play in the Super Bowl. Dyer says West Alabama feels a lot like Gordo.
It feels like how it does here. Everybody likes football down there, and that's all they care about, really. And it just feels like here down at Cypress and Livingston.
This was a goal of his from a long time that he set out to do, and talking with his parents about it and him, you know, this is something he was determined to do, and West Alabama was where he wanted to do it. So it's awesome just to see somebody put the work in and get to go live their dream like he's about to do.
Now we head just 7 miles down the road from Bryant-Denny Stadium to Hillcrest High School, where 3 players signed their LOIs today. Big day for Hillcrest Patriots. 3 athletes signed on to play at the next level. Russell Brown signed with Nassau Community College, while Darnell Webb signed with West Alabama, and Jalen Choice signed his LOI with Jacksonville State. Choice spoke to us after about what sold him on the Gamecocks.
Coach Gross, he really cares about you and your personality and where you get in life. You don't just care about football. You know, he's a great coach.
LOI, I like that. Letter of intent. On to Central High School, Malik Hamner headed to Jackson, Mississippi to play for Jackson State. He's a big 6'4" tight end. He's going to fit in well over there. He told us why he is going to play for the Tigers.
It was hard. A lot of schools came, but I felt Jackson State was a place for me to go and to take my talent. I just love the campus and their college courses and their football team.
At first he wanted to wait, and I said, I explained to him, I said, a bird in the hand is better than one in the bush. So if you got a scholarship sitting on the table, let's go ahead and take that. Because the main thing is earning an education.
Good stuff right there from Coach. Good advice,
Good
too.
advice, that's what I was going to say.
Absolutely. Now, Malik's offensive coordinator, believe it or not, is going to be former Hawaii quarterback Timmy Chang. Can you believe that? Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Who would have known? We're not done. So if you didn't see your school, don't worry. Much more is coming.
That's right. And coming up next, we're talking about a guy from Central High who signed with Alabama. WVUA's Andrew Clare gives us a look at Lester Cotton's recruitment. We'll also hear from him on his big day. Stay with us. The WVUA Signing Day wrap-up continues after the break. He was one of 3 Alabama signees who was chosen as a parade All-American. Central High's Lester Cotton received that honor last week, and today he makes it official with the Crimson Tide. And as Nick Saban expands his recruiting all across the country, Lester was right in Alabama's backyard.
And that was part of the reason he wanted to sign with the Crimson Tide. Our own Andrew Clare has more on Lester Cotton, Alabama's hometown signee.
February 2nd, 2014. That was the day Central offensive lineman Lester Cotton verbally committed to the University of Alabama. A year later, his verbal commitment is now official as he signed his letter of intent earlier today.
I know to step forward to your career for the next 4 years. I'm excited to sign to the University of Alabama because I know I'll be well taken care of for schoolwork and get my degree.
Even though Cotton was verbally committed to the Crimson Tide, that didn't stop other colleges from recruiting him.
The process, it was real hard for me. Like, I get phone calls all day, every day, at night, probably around 12 o'clock at night, I still be having phone calls. It probably don't stop to probably like 1 o'clock in the morning.
The college recruiting process does not only involve the athlete, but also involves the coaches. Central High head football coach Dennis Connor was by Cotton's side every step of the way.
It's making sure you have all this paperwork in, making sure that he continue his progress of getting all his grades in, making sure he take the ACT, making sure that he get all his paperwork into the clearinghouse.
Cotton hasn't participated in a single practice yet at Alabama, but has been compared by the coaching staff to some of the greatest linemen in program history.
Class 14 and 15 should be the best class that they had, like 08. And they were saying that me and Dallas Warmack could be just like Chance and DJ Fluker when they was there. So we should be in a good show when we get there, see what we could do.
With Central being about a block away from Bryant-Denny Stadium, Cotton's family and friends will not have to travel far to see him play big-time college football.
Well, it's gonna be great that I'll be able to just walk across the street, watch him play whenever I want to, and just I watch all the games in a way. Just it'll be a great thing to say I coached that young man that's now playing for the University of Alabama.
An advantage of Cotton living in Tuscaloosa is that he has already developed bonds with some of Alabama's current players. He says 2 of the Tide's starting offensive linemen have reached out to him.
Cam Robinson and Ryan Kelly, they really took me under their wing. I feel like they help me out a lot when I get to the UA or teaching me to play the signals and anything else I need help with.
Now that the recruiting is over, Connor is looking forward to the next step in Cotton's journey, his development as a player and as a person.
I know 9 times out of 10 he's gonna get leaner, and he's gonna get faster, he's gonna get stronger, and then to develop as a man. And we just started that process, and I know Alabama will complete that process.
Headed into the season, the Tide is only returning 2 starters from the offensive line. Cotton's goal for his freshman year is to earn a starting position on the line.
Right now they got 3 slots just open. So it's anybody's spot if you're going to put in the work and time. So I'm planning on going in there and working real hard to earn a spot.
For WVUA Sports, I'm Andrew Clare.
Great job, Andrew. Here are the stats on Big Lester, a big man who looks to get in the mix for the Tide early. He'll certainly help Alabama's offensive line depth.
And here's the proof that Lester did indeed sign on the dotted line today with the Tide. The 6'4", 328-pound lineman had 223 pancake blocks his senior season and is regarded highly for his footwork. Cotton did consider Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss, but ultimately the school a block away, 1 out, as he hopes to make an immediate impact for the Crimson Tide.
The first thing I'm looking forward to when I get to the University of Alabama is getting in the weight room quick as possible, learning the scheme with Coach Cochran, getting in the classroom with the teachers, learning my way around the campus. I'm gonna try to go in, try to be a leader while I can. I'm gonna try to get stronger, try to get better as I go. Learning from Coach Cristobal, I feel like he'll teach me real well.
So Lester, very happy to be in crimson and white next year.
That's right. Coming up, though, we've got a lot more local signings to run through. Later, we're going to talk to Mike Parker about a couple more of those Crimson Tide signees he's excited about. But next, we'll head to Brookwood, Tuscaloosa County, and Tuscaloosa Academy. Lots of local talent signing those scholarships. Stay tuned. Much more to come on our signing day wrap-up. Well, he's a rallying cry for many small school signees and alums. Malcolm Butler was a 0-star recruit, Jen. 0 stars. He ended up at West Alabama. Scouts said he would not make an NFL roster. Look at him now.
Super Bowl hero.
Super Bowl hero. And look at him there. He's at Disneyland. He got to go to Disneyland for free and ride in a car with the Mickey Mouse. Can you believe that? Is that something
That's
else?
awesome. It just proves you could be a walk-on and still make an impact at a program.
Absolutely. So, guys, when you're watching these players sign, whether it's to Alabama, LSU, doesn't matter. Jackson State, Jacksonville State, you never know. With some hard work, you might be where Malcolm Butler is, riding in a car with Mickey Mouse.
And JJ,
Mickey Mouse, Jen.
JJ Watt tweeted that out earlier. That doesn't matter what star you have next to your name. It matters what you do next. So I think he was a 2-star, and Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse, Jen.
Mickey Mouse. You're very excited about Mickey Mouse. He got to be Mickey.
The Mickey Mouse.
Well, let's go through some more signings today. We start with Brookwood High School. So a day that was special for the Panthers as one of their players, Ethan Howard, signed to play for the Coastal Carolina. Howard signed his LOI while his family and friends looked on. Howard struggled early in his career, but he worked hard and was awarded with a scholarship.
Well, as a sophomore, I wasn't very good, and I was worried. I was like, I can't be bad at this. So I just worked every day with my offensive line coach, and I just got developed. Just working with a guy that signed with Jack State. We ran together. We worked out together. We did everything together. And so if I mimicked him, I figured I would do the same thing.
Tuscaloosa Academy had Trey Foster signing. Trey got offers from Air Force and Furman, but another school came in late in the race, that being Northern Illinois. That's who he decided to go with. He wants to play big-time football, and the Huskies are proven champions.
Big-time football, definitely. Like, that's been on that stage. They've been the MAC champions for the last 3 out of 4 years, so kind of won me over. I didn't know I was going to go here until this weekend. They started recruiting me late, very late, like a week before signing day, so it was very stressful going through the process.
A big crowd on hand at County High today. 3 Wildcats signed. First, it was Jason Jefferson. He's going to play at Huntington College. Big man Brady Christian signs with Lindsey Wilson College in Kentucky. And Darius Ellis will head down the interstate to Livingston at West Alabama. Brady Christian tells us how special today was.
It's a great feeling, ever since I started playing football, I've always wanted to go to college for football, and it's just a dream come true, really. And to see my other teammates sign, it's a great feeling also to show that I'm not the only one.
For us, it's just celebration what those guys did on and off the field, because we try to stress that, you have to be good on the field to get the looks, but without the grades, they're not going to offer you a scholarship. So saying a lot about what they do in the classroom.
Congrats to all the local signees, and in multiple sports. We're going to have more coming up at 5, 6, and also 10 tonight.
And that's the thing. When you get a scholarship, I would love a scholarship. So any of these guys, they should be very thankful, and I know their parents, especially their parents, are very happy that they have that scholarship money.
And now they just need to work hard at whatever university they get to and enjoy the education they're getting and all the resources. Speaking as a college athlete, you get plenty of extra resources, so it is well worth it to compete.
Congratulations to all of you guys and all of you parents. We've got still more show left, including a look at some of Alabama's big-time signees with Mike Parker. We're going to break down some guys with him. WVUA Signing Day wrap-up continues. We'll be right back.
As always, signing day is huge at Hoover High School. You can see the big table full of athletes from there who signed scholarships today. One of them who didn't sign is Christian Bell. The linebacker will enroll at Alabama in January of 2016. So he didn't sign today, but he is planning on coming to Tuscaloosa. So good for him. We're joined now by Mike Parker, a recruiting analyst for Crimson Cover. You can see that every Thursday right here on WVUA.
That's right. Mike, thanks for joining us first of all.
No problem.
Let's talk about some of these Alabama commitments, especially the signees they got on the offensive side of the football.
Right. Starting off, you're going to have to go with Blake Barnett. Out of all the guys in the class, he's the most exciting to me. Nick Saban has gotten 5 stars from literally every position other than quarterback. I'm talking about safeties, defensive ends, defensive tackles, linebacker, offensive line, tight end, wide receiver, you name it. But this kid he's another element. He's a dual threat from Corona, California. He can sling it all over the field. He can really run the ball, which is an element that, is more and more pressing in today's game. And, just a tremendous job by him and Lane Kiffin getting him on campus. Next is Calvin Ridley, wide receiver from Florida. He's about 6 foot, 180, 4'5" guy. probably the best route runner I've seen come out of high school. He's tremendous talent, and with us losing our top 3 receivers, he's gonna have to step in next year, and he'll be joining us in the fall.
Yeah, it's hard to say someone can replace Amari Cooper.
Yes,
you don't want to put that on him, but is he a guy who's?
He can. He does have. I mean, I do believe he has the talent. In 3 years, he could possibly be as good. Yeah.
All right, here's some of those top offensive signees. A lot of guys on this list who will hope to crack that lineup soon. A big recommitment today also from Louisiana wide receiver Dalen Charlot.
And Mike, what about the defensive side of the ball? Not your typical Alabama defense this year in those last few games, particularly in the secondary. So how did the Tide get some more talent for that side of the ball?
Well, we got Minka Fitzpatrick. He's a 5-star cornerback, and we also got Kendall Sheffield, who's another 5-star cornerback. I'm a little bit more excited about Kendall Sheffield. I think he can step in if he does the right things that he needs to do and possibly play a role next year. But another one that I'm really excited about is Jonathan Taylor. And, there's been a little stink about it. He had some problems off campus.
Right.
And, I'm not getting into that, but he's got a second chance, and I hope he seizes it. He's 6'5", 335 pounds. He's just a beast. He's a gap plugger. He's gonna. The best thing about him is he's going to draw double teams,
right.
And so other people on the field can make tackles.
And he's not one of these guys who is going to take a while to adjust to college. He's been in that environment. He's a junior college guy, so he'll.
You're right. I think he's ready to go right off the bat. I think he could have a huge impact on next year's season.
And the secondary was a position that I think a lot of people really were on Alabama this year about.
Right.
They got so many and they loaded up on so many secondary guys. Who's a guy who maybe stands out in that group for you?
I'm not sure. I have one. Kendall Sheffield, I really do think is going to be the guy. But like I said, Minka's good, and we got Ronnie Harrison. He's going to play safety. There's a lot of guys. Deontay Thompson. They're tremendously talented back there. They just got to have time to develop.
Yeah, and they've got a new secondary coach back there too to coach them, Mel Tucker.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I think he's going to bring some new energy to the field, and we're going to be all right. I mean, Alabama fans need to just calm down. We're going to be all right.
Have you been hearing it today from Alabama fans? Maybe some worry. I mean,
everybody's worried about Auburn's signing class when
right.
We've got one of the best classes I think Saban's hauled his entire tenure here. So. Yeah, I think they need to chill out, and when Auburn has 5 straight #1 recruiting classes, then I'll worry about them.
What did Aaron Rodgers say?
I was just going to say that.
Okay,
you stole
sorry,
it.
I stole
Why
it.
are we
You
thinking relax? That's what he's trying to say, right?
Relax.
R-E-L-A-X.
That's right.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mike.
Appreciate
we really appreciate
guys.
having you on here, and we still have more commitment to show you when we come back after the break.
Perfect.
And we're back with our signing day wrap-up, and what a day for the Auburn Tigers. They close strong with Brian Cowart and his Chucky doll. Only
Look,
on signing day, oh gross, do you get stuff like that? They also get Jeffrey Holland and Ryan Davis as well.
That's right. Here's a look at the top 5 in the SEC according to Rivals.com. Auburn finishes strong. Florida did too. Despite missing out on a couple of big fish, they reeled in C.C. Jefferson and Martez Ivey. A great day for Jim McElwain and the Gators. Also a great day for Butch Jones and Mark Richt and Les Miles. That rounds that out. And Jen, finally, one more big commitment right here, live on WVUA's Signing Day Wrap.
My heart's pounding.
Mine is too. My hands are sweaty a little bit.
It's almost the 5 o'clock hour, so who will you pick for your 5 p.m. newscast?
That is the question that we posed to you, but it is also the question that is posed right now to me.
Better make the right choice. Pick the right hat.
Got the hats here laid out.
Your mom's at home watching.
That's right. Got the 13 hat. Got the 6 there. We've got 42. I'm taking my talents, my TV viewing talents, to WVUA. The news at 5 is coming up here in just a little bit. Everybody clap. Applause. got the WVUA hat. That's where I'm taking my News Watching talents. What about you?
I will take it as well. So, I could just take that
you
off.
Rip it off too.
Here we go.
We got
I
another
got my
one.
hat.
We got another one.
All right, we're ready to go.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. WVUA News at 5 with Lynn Brooks. It's coming up in just a little bit. Thanks.